Hey, it's Captain Brian. It's third week of October here on the northern Chesapeake, so boating season's pretty much over. And we're getting ready to put the boat up in the yard for the winter, so we got to winterize the boat. Essentially, that means getting all the water out of all the systems on the boat that could freeze over the winter and break, tubes, pipes, tanks, engines, and stuff like that. And, step one is to drain as much of the water out as you can. But where there's going to be still water stuck in tubes and places, you want to displace it, flush it out with antifreeze. And not just any kind of antifreeze, the kind of antifreeze, the green stuff or the orange stuff that goes in your engine is made of a toxic substance called ethylene glycol. It's poisonous, if you accidentally ingested anything, it could kill you. It's bad for the environment and everything. Marine antifreeze is made of a different substance called propylene glycol, which is essentially inert. It's non-toxic. It doesn't hurt the environment. In fact, vape juice is made out of it, and it's often used in medicines and stuff, to keep the medicine in suspension in like a gel or liquid form. So anyway, it's non-toxic. And this comes in a couple different varieties. There's the blue stuff, which is good to minus 100 degrees. This stuff's good to minus 50 degrees. And notice that this is good for water systems and engines, right? There's another kind of pink looking stuff that you can get at like Home Depot or whatever. And that's more clear. This is more cloudy. The clear stuff's really only good for water systems. It's not meant to come in contact with the metal in the engine and everything. So this is the stuff I use, the cloudy pink stuff that's good for both. So first step is I'm going to drain the water out of my water tank. So there's 4 different classes of water systems on a boat. There's fresh water, raw water, gray water, and black water, and we got to address them all. So step 1 for me is to drain all the water out of my freshwater tank, and then get some pink loaded up in there that I can distribute throughout all the freshwater systems on my boat, which includes sinks, shower heads, and it's also the water that flushes the toilets. So I'm going to get all that prepped, and then tomorrow we can go out and do our final pump out, top off our fuel tanks, and then that'll be it for this phase. And then the next phase will be addressing the raw water systems, which are the air conditioner, the engines, the generator. They all suck water out of the river, so we got to make sure that all that water's out of here. And finally, the drains, like the shower sumps and things like that, so the gray water system, get rid of all that stuff. The black water system is the head tank. We'll empty that out tomorrow. So step 1 is to address the freshwater system, so off I go. I love these accordion hoses. They're super light. Turn off my city water hookup, dock water. When we're at the dock, we pull our water from here, but when we're away, we disconnect this and we use our water tank. So I gotta shut that off, turn on my water pump, and drain that water tank. So I got a wash down spigot in here, so I'm just going to connect this hose to that. I got my freshwater pump running. So, and this is kind of like a low point on the boat, so best chance to get as much of it out as I can. Let that run.
Perfect.
All right, so I got the water tank all pumped out. So now I'm going to add a couple gallons of pink in here that we can distribute through the system later. That was a little messy, so I'm going to turn this one into a funnel for the next one. Yep, so we got pink antifreeze in the water tank. I just unplugged this from the dock water, turned on the water pump, and I'm going to bring pink through the line. See, there's a bunch of regular water still in the line, so I'm just going to run this for a couple seconds till the pink starts coming through. All right, it's starting to turn pink here. All right, so we got the regular water out of that line. And we got to do that in sinks all over the boat, but I want to go do a final pump out on the head, so I want to get pink to the heads, so I get all the flush the headlines out of all the regular water. So now there's no more water in the line; it's all pink, and then we're going to go get our tank pumped out, and we'll be all set. So the other thing we did was we filled up our fuel tanks, and I'd like to put them away full. And the reason is that, you know, the fuel tanks have an air vent at the top, so that when you consume fuel or you fill it up, the air can go in and out of that vent. And what happens if you leave it, say, half full, is, you know, as the days heat up and the nights cool down, the air expands and contracts, so the tank actually breathes. You know, as it expands, air comes out, and then let's say it's a humid day, moist air comes back in, it gets deposited in the fuel as, you know, floating or sinking water, which you don't want. So by filling up the tanks, there's less airspace, less breathing, less water in your tank. Yep, so we put pink antifreeze in the tank, ran that through to the head systems. We just got our final pump out, so there's no water in the black water system, the head system, right? I still have to run pink through all the cold water lines to all the sinks and spigots and everything all around the boat. and I also have to deal with the hot water side still. And then I have like an 11-gallon hot water heater, so I don't want to have to fill that thing with pink. So what I'm going to do is bypass that thing and drain it, leave it empty, and then I'll run pink through the hot water lines as well. But I'm going to do that next week when I come back, and I'm also going to do the engines, the generator, and the air conditioners next week. See you then.